Welcome to the Entrepreneur Power Hour, where we inspire the world's entrepreneurs to do fun things and to learn valuable life lessons. So what life lesson can we learn today? Well, there's one that comes to mind with me. Let's dial back a year. Let's go into the spaceship of time, just like in the movie Back to the Future with the crazy professor. Maybe my hair is not as weird. It is now. A year back, I was a very analytical, scientific dude. If you had told me anything about being an entrepreneur, about finding happiness in my life, or about finding a better job or a better relationship, I would have sat down and said, yes. Well, how's that going to work? I don't know. That sounds complicated. Well, can you tell me all the factors? And I would sit here and take notes, and I would have a notebook filled up of ways to fix my life, ways to make my life better. And guess what? That whole notebook of notes that I took to make my life better didn't change anything. Actually, it just frustrated me more. But one day, my good friend Marcia said, I'm doing this thing called Pay Me What I'm Worth. And I said, pay me what I'm worth. Is it, are you trying to get another job? I'm confused. He said, no, it's you just have to experience it. I'm like, wait, what? Is it a roller coaster ride? And it actually was. I said, okay, Marcia, that's fine. I'll go on one call of this Pay Me What I'm Worth. I'll meet this instructor soul dancer, but this kind of sounds a little bit fishy. I don't know. I've been on the internet for a couple years now. I don't know about this. So I got on the call. The first thing I can remember from that call is, instead of trying to figure everything out, I was given one simple truth. I was told to take in a breath, if you all want to do this with me, and then exhale that breath. And I learned something valuable. I was always exhaling all the time by analyzing. I was always shooting out all of my energy. I wasn't taking anything in. Now imagine if your breathing was regulated the way, some ways that you give out love to your friends, to your family, or how you spend money, or how I was spending money at that time. I believed in free, work, analyze, and figure it all out. And I also believed it was better to give than receive. That Christmas Carol is nice, but it's very, very devastating because it put me in a place where I was frustrated. And then I took the plunge. I finally started to acclimate month after month. Little things I learned in Pay Me What I'm Worth about my skills, about where I'm at through making a timeline, and a lot of different things. And what I've come to find out is when I allow awesome things to happen in my life, they just do. And really, allowing is what got all of you here today. So I'm going to take the ball, even though I don't have one. I have an invisible ball. Picture it. I'm going to throw it to my co-host, and I'm going to talk a little bit about his experience.
Yeah, it was a really refreshing experience. Kareem, can you mute whoever's in the background, please?
No.
It was a very different experience for me. I remember Marcia telling me about the class and this wonderful man soul dancer. And I said, really? So what is this course all about? And she explained a few things to me. And then I said, yeah, I'll get on a call. And I realized that I wasn't being paid what I was worth either. I realized that I wasn't being taken seriously in a lot of ways in both business and offline. And I realized I had a lot of things I had to work on about myself, a lot of things I wanted to become aware of, habits I wanted to change, patterns I wanted to change. I wanted to attract like-minded people. I wanted to talk to like-minded people. I wanted to be friends with like-minded people. And that's just really helped me do that. Pay Me What I'm Worth has been the catalyst for all kinds of personal development books I'm now reading, audio courses I'm listening to, and I'm cultivating a success consciousness. And it's all because of Pay Me What I'm Worth. So I really, really appreciate that, Soul. Thank you so much for giving us your guidance and allowing us to grow and blossom through your teachings. And I look forward to learning more, as always. So that's my experience with it.
Toss the invisible ball.
Oh, I gotta toss the ball. I'm gonna toss it to David.
Thanks, Chris. I'm David H. Paul. Some people call me the Follow Your Bliss guy, and some people don't. I've been on this journey with Chris and Kareem and Rick and Cheryl there and Marsha and Sol for a little over a year now. For me, the journey didn't end. It's just continued. And the biggest gift that I've learned, or the biggest lesson I've learned in the last year, and the shift has been, Kareem and I have a lot in common when it comes to being analytical. The story goes that I spent 6 hours vetting Soul University and Pay Me What I'm Worth and souldancer.org and Soul Dancer himself before I even considered the idea of doing another personal development course, because I've been at this stuff for over 20 years and I thought I knew it all. And biggest lesson for me really was learning that I'm getting paid what I'm worth every single day. And if that doesn't seem to be the case for me, then there's only one place to look, and that's in the mirror. It's been a very, very valuable lesson, and it's been the journey has been amazing. Kareem mentioned something about this timeline thing. Yeah, it's an amazing tool that for me is a lifelong process now. I keep referring back to this idea of this timeline because I find these things in my past that come up. And when they come up because maybe I haven't let that go yet. Maybe I'm not allowing myself to be at peace, And, it's great. This has been a journey for me that I've chosen to make a lifestyle out of it. A lot like Chris is talking about. Chris is really making a lifestyle out of it. So that's what I have on this topic about Pay Me What I'm Worth, is that it's a lifelong journey, and I'm a lifelong learner, and I look forward to anybody and everybody coming and learning with me and everybody else as a part of our team here. I am going to pass this ball to, is that Ms. Cheryl Reiser in the background there? Yes, Cheryl, I want to hear from you, girl.
I also want to welcome Cedric and the other person who called in. We're just sharing some of our journeys we've had from this past year.
You guys got on mute.
I was muted.
There you go.
Everybody hear me now?
You're good.
Well, my journey over the last year has been amazing. I have to admit it. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into when Marsha said come to this call and everything, but I'm certainly glad that I did. It has changed my life. Through Pay Me What I'm Worth, I've learned more confidence, and I've been able to find my self-worth and knock out a lot of those chaos committee guys, the doubt, shame, guilt, and worry, so that I could actually live a life that is more free, and I believe in myself so much more. So the whole class really changed my life, and I wish I would have had it so many years ago. How about you, Rick? What has it done for you?
Oh, you got to know it's me, huh?
Well, I could pass it to somebody else.
Is there somebody else? I don't know how to explain like what happened to me in the last year, really. It like everybody says, oh, it was a journey, and they're all jumping up and down, and it was all wonderful for them. But I got the crap beat out of me. I mean, being a hard head and the profession that I chose, the life that I chose, it was like taking a stick and beating yourself over the head for a year. and say it was like I call it kun tao is what we call it in kung fu, self-torture. So, but in the end, what really came from it is a more self-awareness. like I worked on my self-awareness for most of my life, and I realized I wasn't very self-aware. And I go around saying, "Oh, that person's not. Look at that. You know, he doesn't know what the hell's going on or whatever." Then I realized, holy man, am I not really self-aware of myself, my feelings, all this stuff? So it really opened up like a new doorway, but it took like a pickaxe to open it up. So, and I'm still I stopped going. Our class ended. I didn't say stop going to class. Our class ended like months ago, but it's like you know when you're in the fumes of something still, and you're just like putting it all together, and you're just trying to tuck it away. I will put it away for a little while, but the damn thing is like still hot in your pocket. It's like that. It's not going to go away. It's not going to do anything like that, but it's just going to grow. And if the individual let it, and that's what happened to me. I mean, I could just keep going on, but here, I'll pass the stick to somebody else. Marsha. Mrs. Happy.
Pay Me What I'm Worth does not condone torture or beating with sticks. Neither does the Power Hour. Someone's going to come in here and be like, what?
Hey, it's a Kuntao situation, guys.
Announcement.
So did you pass it to me, Rick? Is that
yes,
right?
ma'am. Thank you. Please
Okay,
alleviate
thank
me.
you. Well, some of you know who I am. Some of you don't. And my journey actually started a few months before I even got Team Seekers together on their journey. And before I even got into my primary journey with Pay Me What I'm Worth, I was really in a period of searching. And I didn't know what I was searching for. I just knew that the place where I was at that moment, wasn't right. It didn't feel right. Something was missing, and I needed something else. I needed something to just wake me up, and that's what I was looking for. I wanted to be fully awake to living and experiencing my life, and I wasn't there yet. So when I had this lovely lady, Christina, come to me and offer a Pay Me What I'm Worth class, I really jumped on that. And I was in a position at that point where I didn't even have a dime to my name, not a one red cent. But I went and I found a way to get that money to take Christina's class. And I tell you, I did not know what to expect. I didn't have the chance to even listen to classes at that point. I just knew that I had to make a change, and I had to do it soon. So I jumped into Christina's class, and I found myself digging deeper than I had ever dug in my whole life, looking at myself and wondering, oh man, what did I get myself into? But I'll tell you what, I am so happy now. I am so thrilled that I took that journey and I dug into myself, and I actually felt more alive than I had ever felt in the years before that. Thinking that, oh, I'm going to get into network marketing. I'm going to have my own business. I'm going to make all this money. Yeah, BF. That's not how it happens, is it? So anyways, I took that dive into Christina's class, and then I decided, hey, I'm going to start my own class. And then we started Team Seekers, and I have been on this journey now, and I'm going to continue on this journey because I feel so alive and so full of life, and I'm starting to see so much more perspective about beliefs that I held that I no longer believe the same way. And I see things in a whole new light, that it has brought to me a new life inside of me. So that's how I can describe this journey at Pay Me What I'm Worth. If there's anything that happens with the exercises we do, we might not even know it's happening, but I'm telling you, all of a sudden you wake up and you go, whoa, something just hit me. I don't know what, but let's go. Let me go and discover it. let me go explore it. And like Kareem says, exploring it is amazing. So that's how I see my journey right now with Pay Me What I'm Worth.
Awesome. Wow.
Thank you.
See, what I love about all of this is we're exploring, we're having fun. We're not sitting there. I don't have a script being like, Marsha, say this, say this. And then when I allow things, my life gets better. All I have to do is allow. Take off the sweat. Now, I'm starting to see this works in Toastmasters, and I want to do it here. We have some guests here who haven't been part of this journey. And I want to throw out a chance for them to get their own stories. See, for me, like I talked about, I was always trying to force things, if I put in 100,000 hours of effort, things would happen. And then when I backed off, actually, that's when real change happened. So Cedric, Micah, Connie, or anybody else, does anybody have a story of when they just were trying to push something, trying to push a boulder up a hill, but then they finally said, no, I'll let God or the universe or whatever you believe take care of it, and that allowing actually allowed the change to happen?
Well, for myself, I've been trying to do that all my life. I've been trying to, push that boulder by myself, and it's been like for the last week, I've been saying, it's time for me to go on some type of spiritual journey, and find the answer somewhere else, because setting these big dollar goals each and every month and not reaching them because you're thinking about the money first instead of adding value and good content out here where people feel your just know your spirit and so forth. This is something I've been really thinking about, and really this is with Pay Me What I'm Worth is right now is the first time I'm really hearing about it. I think it was the last time when it first came up, it was on a Saturday, and Saturdays are not my day. I can't do things on Saturday, and so I just opted not to get involved. So that's where I'm standing on that.
I like that.
Cedric.
I like the hand motion. I am an evil.
Somebody say something.
do. We'll just have the Jeopardy and everybody.
Okay, Kareem, this is Fran. I'm not joining you on the computer tonight, but I am on the phone. And I totally agree with what so many people that I've heard here, starting with you, when you said you made a list and you're in explorer mode. I feel you, because I was there too. And one thing I've learned is that until you delve in and you put some of yourself into the project, whatever you want to get into, until you put something forth of yourself, you're not going to get anything out of it. I think the deeper you're convicted into whatever you're doing, the more you're going to get out of it, because you want to learn. I learned in high school that I got out of high school by the skin of my teeth. And when I got into my first semester of college, the dean of women called me into her office and said, I had to set eyes on you. And I said, well, with all the students in this school, why me? And she said, because I looked at your transcripts and you were barely getting out of high school. And I wanted to know how you wound up on the dean's list. I said, because I'm taking classes that I selected, things that I'm interested in, things that I want the knowledge of. And I have read the book, Pay Me What I'm Worth. I will say I can't wait till this class starts on the 12th, and everybody should come and be a part of this class. It's going to be a venture that's personal to each and every one, and you're going to get so much out of it if you just take the time and the initiative to get there. And what else could you possibly be more interested in than yourself?
That's right.
And your personal growth.
Wow. Good job, Francis.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I didn't really do well in high school either because I wanted to get out there and explore, but they put me in analyzer mode so much. Oh, I got to pass this test. I got to apply for college. I got to figure out what my career is going to be. And then I went crazy. And I'm wondering if I can see a show of hands, how many people spent, I don't know, more than 20 hours in their life collectively worrying about stuff and analyzing the heck out of it.
Gee, I don't think anybody would be raising their hands now. Gee.
Well, he said collectively had, didn't he? So my hand is up. I think collectively had.
I think that's everybody. So here's what I want to throw out there, because I said Christmas was going to come early. And basically, what I'd like to do tonight with Mr. Soul Dancer, who's here, he's kind of hiding in the background. I'd like to have this part of the radio, put this through the Pay Me What I'm Worth studio line. Would people be game for that? And basically, I do want to announce the folks who register for this also get a 2-for-1. And I want to put the link in here. Can everybody see that link?
Yeah, I see it.
So, Kareem, thank you for letting me be on.
Well, of course.
You're talking about two different things here, so let's make sure we're clear on two different things. At the 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be hosting a class. It's called the Worth 31 Flavors class, and tonight's topic will be on clarity, meaning what is clarity worth to you? And if everybody in the Entrepreneur Power Hour that's here right now has no objections, and Kareem can three-way his conference call line into our studio line, you all will be on international radio if you want to do that.
Sweet.
You'll be part of the class.
Well, why the hell not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
So you will get to actually experience a class on live radio. So just remember, it is family oriented. So, just.
And Soul's looking right at me as he says that.
So,
okay.
We're family oriented.
Yeah, we are.
But the Christmas part coming early is even better. Kareem, what's the Christmas part?
Oh, the Christmas part. I'm sorry I mentioned it.
Christmas part? You farted? What?
Come on now. Hey, that's not family friendly. I'm offended. We're politically correct here. PC culture. No. People who register for
there's a special going on, right?
Soul Special. Basically what it is, it's $120 US for the workbook. And I put the bit.ly link in the description. And I am going to say that to be completely blunt, I think anybody in the world, unless like you're in real dire straits, can get 120 somehow, some way. Just think about, me and Sol were talking about this, how much money you spend on alcohol, cigarettes, TV, huge boxes of popcorn, Pokemon cards. I can't think of good examples. So basically, I'm going to share my screen and explain what I'm talking about, because I think visuals always help. So this is the second part. Here's what's up. I always love the visuals. Our current pay me what I'm worth class fee is $120 a month, all things considered. Why so low? I can't afford it. Sol sends $10 a month on.
We're seeing your email.
Oh, my bad.
What's this email? Option 2, Sol, what?
I apologize. See, IT, I'm bad with the screen share. No, okay. So
still seeing your email.
Still seeing my email. Let me try and share again and see why that's doing that.
Just everybody click on that link.
Can you see it now?
I got it.
Okay.
I see it.
Okay, you guys can see it?
There we go.
I don't know why. I don't know. I apologize for that. Sometimes the screen share gets a little clunky. But like I was saying, most souls spend $10 a month on things they don't even remember. Like sometimes I bought musical equipment, video games, and I don't play them, or different items that are miscellaneous. And really, the total class cost, that's what it would be. However, our 92% discount is simple. Our sale price equals one payment of $120. And I believe anybody who's on this call, 100% in my heart, not only needs this, but they can afford it. If you can't go on the street and be like, sir, God bless you, sir. And the sale price matches the cover price for one improvised Pay Me What I'm Worth second edition, available by October 1st, 2016. So what would you rather? Who would rather pay $1,400 or $120? What's the easy answer?
$120.
Thank you.
What do we have for him, Johnny?
Well,
I know this sounds like a hardcore sales pitch, and forgive me for it, but
it does actually.
Here's what's happening. I am actually raising a lot of money to launch a company to care for caregivers.
Yes.
I have a board who monitors my time from 6 a.m. in the morning till 10 p.m. at night, Monday through Friday. They tell me that I'm behind my times, and I have got to stop doing specials. So I said, well, I've told everybody about this special. And they said, well, at the close of September, there will be no more specials, because what's happening is other teachers are now pricing this class considerably more. And I realized, I'm creating unnecessary competition. So tonight, I want to hear from everybody. I would like you to take advantage of this program, because you will have up to 2 years to attend a class once a month. 2 years to attend a class once a month, where you get in kind of like the Pay Me What I'm Worth light special. I'll be teaching part of the class. My certified instructors will be teaching part of the class. And you'll have a way to kind of dip your toe into the pool. And I know a lot of people are partnered. So tonight during Kareem's broadcast, when you register for the program before Kareem ends the power hour, you can invite your partner along or a friend along at no additional cost. And that was the last time I get to do that. Because my board is going, no more specials. So I want to hear from other people about, well, okay, I want you to get a piece of paper out and a pen, and I want you to just ballpark. I'm going to dovetail what Kareem was saying. I want you to ballpark how much time you have spent on one of these items in the past 30 days. Doubt, guilt, shame, or worry. Pick one, doubt, guilt, shame, or worry. Ballpark your number, write it down. And when you have your number written down, I'd like to start. I'm going to get my calculator out. Hold on, let me get my calculator. I am going to start adding up cumulative time. All right, who wants to share their ballpark figure first?
You really can't ask me, Phil, because I learned well.
Marsha is 0 in the last 30 days. Yes!
Yeah.
You caught the hook. I love it. I love it. You know. Yeah, of course, you just gave away the game, but people who haven't been through the program or who have been through the program and they're still dealing with the guilt, shame, and worry. What's your numbers?
Okay, if I had to pick one being worry, I would say out of a 12-hour day, I probably spent 8 of it in worry.
So 8 times 7 times 4. That's 224 hours for the last 30 days. Who's the next number?
I spent 2 hours on guilt. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, okay. We're up to 226. Next number?
It never ends.
Come on, Kareem. Where's your Empower Hour, folks? I want to hear
David Paul, Cedric.
I spent myself. I think I spent. God, I used to have an anxiety disorder, so too long. It's a number. Gosh, out of each day.
Number. No, for the whole month. Ballpark a number.
Oh, good Lord.
40 hours?
Sure.
Okay. Spend a week's work time?
I spent 2 hours worrying.
2 hours worrying, okay. Next.
That's impressive. All right, Rick, what you got?
Only do 2 hours.
Where's the rest of your crew, or did they all drop off?
No, Rick.
I don't know how much time I spent worrying and living in doubt and stuff like that. When I'm on the bottom of the ocean, I'm not really that worried that I'm not going to come up. But sometimes I used to have a lot more anxiety than I do now, and partially the reason that I don't is, and I don't like blowing this guy's horn all the time, but because I found that the dude that founded the Soul University thing, he's like one of the most caring, dedicated individuals to not helping people, to let you help yourself. So, yeah, you just understand what I'm saying? He ain't going to help you. He's going to give you the stuff. Here, go ahead, help yourself. Okay? So he's real dedicated, and he's good about that. He's kind and all like that. So that has helped me a lot because, like, this type of individual, there's not many of them around. And I think that all of us have this inside of us, the dedication, the love for the non-judgmental stuff, that kind of stuff. So I'm sure that I spend a little bit of time worrying, maybe 2 hours a week or something.
All right, I'm adding 8 to the mix. Okay, Cedric, what's your number?
Cedric. Are you there, Cedric? I unmuted you. Hello.
Okay.
I'm getting background noise, Chris. Thank you. Cedric and or whoever else is here. Who do we get? Connie. We need to get Connie's number. We got David Paul.
Well, as we're chewing up time here, right now, let's see if I can show this. What is that number backwards? 276? So 276 hours times minimum wage. In the United States, the minimum wage is what, 7 something?
Yeah,
$7.50 an hour or something like that?
I think so.
$7.50 an hour. So collectively, you all have spent over $20,000 of your time in those collective habits. Not too bad. Now, if you had that 20 grand sitting in your checking account right now, what would that look like? So part of what I want to get blunt with tonight is we're on a grassroots level, and everybody here on this call that you've heard their journeys about, I'm almost tempted to say if I were brand new, you all are drinking Kool-Aid. You're drinking some type of, what do it sounds too good. And I want to appreciate Rick for being real, that it kicked his butt. I had a former retired Army drill instructor, 30-some years, putting grunts through boot camp. He completed the program a few years back, and this is one of those I just kick myself that I did not record. He says, so I'm 66 years old. I've gone through this 12-month program. I would rather go through boot camp at 66 again than go through your damn course.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! So there is over 2 centuries of experience on this episode right now. 2 centuries. I frankly want to know, out of this collective group who have experienced at least a dozen or more other programs, how is this program different?
I haven't experienced many programs, but I've experienced enough programs to know that this is so different, because I am, number one, I have to look for my own answers. There's no answers given. There is no right or wrong answer. And I definitely had to learn to find the answer for myself, within myself. And so that was a big, huge difference for me in coming into this, where I honestly thought, oh, well, I'll be able to get through this. I've had personal development before. And then I come to realize, oh man, is my mind in a whirlwind, because now I'm hearing stuff that is so different. And I'm having questions to answer for myself that are so different that nobody's ever asked me before, nor would I even think about those kind of questions to ask myself. And I realized that, I'm about to begin something that I wasn't sure if I was ready for, but I just did it. I just decided, what the hell, let go, just let it all go. Let's go for it. And when I realized that, wow, this is amazing, all of a sudden things are changing for me, and I'm changing, and I can't believe that the things that I used to think are changing. And that's when I knew there was shifts happening. Shifts were taking place in me that were just so amazing. I couldn't believe it. So I think what was really different about this course is it's not the typical coaching program where you're being given the answer, this is the way you have to do it, and this is how you should see it. It's completely different. Completely different.
Does anybody want to refute that? Does anybody want to tell me about a program that has been similar?
I've got a little something to say on this topic. So most people know that because I talk about it a lot. I've talked about it for 20 years about, I've seen almost every personal development, size, shape, flavor, creed, you name it. I've seen it and experienced it. And every quote unquote guru under the sun I've studied, almost all of them. And when I drop names, people go, oh yeah. Oh, well, I haven't heard of that one before. But there are two things about Pay Me What I'm Worth that have just, that are things that just you don't hear. And I certainly never heard. And I certainly never got. The first thing was, there's this cool thing called the ground rules right at the beginning of a Pay Me What I'm Worth course. Right in the prefix of the book. We're not even in chapter 1 yet. The prefix of the book. And the rule is, I am not allowed to be in doubt, guilt, shame, and worry, and participate in the exercises in this workbook. And if I choose to be, or to hang on to in any way, shape, or form, doubt, guilt, shame, and worry, then I need to write a check for $100 trillion to the charity of my choice. Now, if I don't have $100 trillion in my bank account to cover that check, then I don't get to use or come from doubt, guilt, shame, and worry. There isn't another personal development program on planet Earth that even touches that subject. In fact, a lot of the gurus out there are going to use your doubt, guilt, shame, and worry to sell you on their program. So that's the first thing. And the second thing about Pay Me What I'm Worth that is completely different. Completely different. Is that the only requirement, really the only requirement, is that I'm willing to keep coming back and I'm willing to make a commitment. And the only commitment and the only question I have to answer is, do I trust myself? Not do I trust Soul Dancer, not do I trust Pay Me What I'm Worth, not do I trust Marsha Sortino, not do I trust Kareem Mays, but do I trust myself? Those two things set this whole program apart from anything else on planet Earth. There is no competition.
Mahalo, David. I'm curious, when you read that trust part, after 20, 30 some years in all your different programs, what happened?
You know, the first time I asked myself that question in the coursework, it stopped me dead in my tracks, because I was shocked that question had never been asked before. I never asked myself that question before. Do I trust myself? And man,
that's the number one question I ask at the end of my normal 30-minute intake interview. If I do not get a resounding yes quickly, you're declined from entering in the program. So think about this, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think the statistics are? Out of 10 people on any given day, when I'm interviewing 10 people, whether they should be in this program or not. And I'm talking about the full-on 12-week program, not the program that we're offering for the special. How many people do you think qualify out of those 10 to get into a 12-week class with me?
2.
I'm going to go with 2 or 3. What do you guys think? Bill, Cedric, Rick, anybody?
Yeah, I'll say the same.
Wow, this is really low. Anybody more optimistic?
Nah, I think he rejects like 80% of the people.
I'd say 1.
Oh, I said more optimistic.
He rejects mostly all the people that come to him because they're just not ready. You know, they're not ready to explore themselves yet. That's what I think. But.
Bill, Cedric, and our crew, what do you think what's your gut level? Out of 10 people that call me up and say, hey, I'm interested in your program, and we have a 30-minute call, and I ask them the question, do you trust yourself?
I'd say 3 or 4. I'll go with that. A little less, a little more optimistic.
I'm gonna go between 5 to 7, actually.
See, there you go.
It depends. It depends on you know, what information they have before they call you. And
They have 105 radio shows. They have over 200 hours of classes that they've looked through. They've got over 300 individual classes on a text-based level that they peruse. So they've got information.
Wow, it should be high. I would say about 6.
Okay. So let me ask everybody right now, do you trust yourself?
Yep.
I've always.
That's huge. That's huge.
Except after a couple
a lot of times I've trusted myself when people look at me and say, "Are you crazy?"
Yes, thank you, I am. And your next question?
That's when you should trust yourself the most.
Yeah, certifiably, I trust myself.
That's what people think or say has no bearing on my life. And if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
All right. Amen.
Well, to answer my question, generally 8 out of 10 don't make it. I ask them to just listen to some more shows. Go ahead and you can read the entire book for free online through Google Books if you want to, if that's where you're at. But when you get into one of these classes, it is my intention that you start a lifelong journey. It says 12 months, and I have to chuckle because every single team seeker on this call tonight, the first month, oh my God, 12 months, oh my God. Oh, it's 12 months long. Yes. Am I lying? Am I lying?
So, Dance, are you a comedian also?
12 months long. Everyone's really busy, and I
Hey, so ask the board, be like, "Hey guys, I'll do stand up for money. Is that cool?"
Did I do that?
So by month 2, I'm getting this. We have to slow down. Oh my God. And then at the end of the 12 months, it's like, what? No, no, we're not done.
I need to breathe. Hold on.
So that's why I'm giving everybody in this special 2 years. At once a month, 2 years, once a month. That, I think, is doable. To come to a call and just really get into it. And what's really exciting is Corrine, I challenge everybody in tonight, I challenge you to go out to Team Seeker's site. Team Seekers, what is your site?
I believe it is Pay Me What I'm Worth.
bit.ly.
Kareem, can you send me all the information through my message, Facebook message?
I sure can. I will.
bit.ly/Team Seekers. I dare you to not go down the rabbit hole with Team Seekers. You will hear 10 people evolve right in front of your eyes. I listened to Cheryl. I listened to Cheryl's, hi, I'm Cheryl. In about the first month, well, I'm just kind of here. And by the end of the class, look, damn it, here's the deal.
Okay, I can't breathe.
I heard David H. Paul go from this, yeah, I'll put up with this for a little longer just to kind of see where this is going, and we'll give it a little more time, to a gnat against the windshield, and like, okay, maybe I sort of need to listen, and you can listen to all of this on the shows. And then you have a David H. Paul. I am so amazed at how amazing life is. David, is that accurate?
You nailed it. It was about month number 3 when, oh my, with the wheels fell off. The wheels fell off my life because I saw through all my own illusions. And man, you know, and we hadn't even gotten to that timeline thing yet. But when those wheels fell off, and I made a choice to continue, trust myself and trust the journey and trust the process and trust, you know, these team seekers are good people. They're not going to hurt me here. I'm okay, you know, and I can go through this, and I can doubt, guilt, shame, and worry aside just for right now.
I don't literally think it's possible to go through this and still be analyzing. It's like going to a gym and not working out. You're gonna get in there and you're gonna explore. It's analyzing anonymous.
I don't think it's possible to just get the book in your hand and get a whole and really understand this whole program and how to go through answering those questions without people to, you know, help you that without the team. I don't think I could have gotten this book and just read it and gone answering the questions and then it would have gotten into me. It was so totally different being in a group environment and really hearing everybody's perspective. That's what helped me grow. Everybody else helped me take a look at myself. That's what helped me grow.
Yeah, I don't even want to call this a class. It's an experience. It's a journey. Class is where you sit there and the teacher's like, okay, so in biology, herbivores eat the grass, carnivores eat the meat, omnivores eat the grass and the meat, and they're pretty cool. This will be on the test, and if you don't pass, you won't get a degree, and you'll work at Mickey D's. Yay! And everyone's like, oh, my God. And then we go into Pay Me What I'm Worth, and I'm like, wow, I'm going to go and pick up things and have fun and learn about myself. Here's a funny thing. I've been through a lot of classes, a college class. My dad's a teacher. I've never seen a class, quote unquote, a class, I should say, that teaches you about you. Hey, isn't there something we're forgetting to learn about? What about me? I mean, it's cool to learn about trivia and, you know, how many things are in the Caribbean or what is the favorite food of Henry Ford. But let's be honest, what really matters at the end of the day is me learning about me.
I agree 100%, Kareem, and I got the book, much to my surprise, when I picked it up and started reading it, I couldn't put it down.
I'm really proud of you.
It was just one of those things that it would have been a gift from you, but I was, I guess, of the old school. I really got my entrepreneurship credentials through Earl Nightingale.
Uh-huh.
And it goes on to the saying I were brought up with nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't set out on the adventure and put one foot in front of the other, you're never going to get out the door. So when you told me about this course, and there is no other course that anybody could ever take other than one that is self-orientated, that's going to make you experience yourself, that Pay Me What I'm Worth is just a ticket.
I agree. So actually with that, we're getting close to the bottom of the hour. I wanted to open this up for any questions, thoughts, comments, insults, or anything in general that you have or are concerned about, or maybe something's not clear.
Mom, would you like to say something?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
You're not on, Mom. You're not on. Hold on.
I'm unmuted now.
She got it.
There you go.
I'm unmuted, aren't I?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, Connie! Woohoo! Woohoo! Go, come on! Okay, stop laughing at me. No, just kidding. Anyways, no, I just wanted to say it's been a great journey for me so far. I haven't been as dedicated as I should be to putting myself into the book and the exercises and stuff, but on my days off, I'm sort of, things just, sort of hit me in the face, like, okay, I want to get rid of this because I don't need it anymore. I haven't actually gone through all of my belongings to get rid of, things of value and that kind of thing, but I'm slowly getting there. I think we as human beings need to have compassion, grace, and kindness in our souls, in ourselves, in order to succeed, be happy.
You got it, Mom.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a question for anybody that wants to answer it for me. I was feeling, I guess, doubt in my profession. For the other night, we had a 18-year-old pregnant teenager come to our emergency placement. She was, there was something mentally wrong with her, and she was also very vulgar. She was aggressive, and we were at the hospital the one whole evening on the Friday. Then the Saturday morning, I finally decided I made the decision because I did not want her aggressiveness to escalate, because I felt unsafe with this young woman, even though I had another staff with me. So I made the decision to go and pick up her belongings because that's all she talked about. She needed to go get her belongings. She made the phone call to go get the belongings. She couldn't get an answer. I said, well, I'm willing to drive you over there to get those things. Anyway, it ended up we went and got her things. And then my boss told me and I understand why now, but my boss told me that because of confidentiality, because of safety reasons, I should have got permission from the social worker, but I had got the permission the night before when he brought her in. You can take her tomorrow to get her belongings, or she wants to go get them. Anyways, and she wasn't angry with me. She wasn't upset with me. She was just making me aware, but I still felt that doubt. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense because I've seen a lot of people in professions like that. I actually have friends who work and family members who work with kids who are kind of troubled, and sometimes you feel guilt, but they have to go through their own experience. And speaking of that, basically, I just wanted to, since we're almost done, just kind of bring it back to focus. And really, if anybody has any last minute questions or comments, I get that, and then I'm going to get it to the radio show.
I have one question. Is the 31 flavors that Soul Dancer spoke of early on in the broadcast, is that based on the Pay Me What I'm Worth booklet, or is this a new booklet?
The 31 Flavors program, which you are all invited to at the top of the hour, if Kareem just wants to either conference in this conference, you don't have to do anything, but just stick around and you'll be in it, but that's in a half hour. We've got more questions to go through before that. Or I've given Kareem a link that you can actually listen to and participate in the show through the actual studio. To answer your question, Fran, the 31 Flavors is a separate course, and it's based on literally a decade's worth of pulling out information from hundreds and hundreds of classes. There are 31 separate topics that we go through, and we dive deep into each of the topics. Tonight's topic is clarity. Last week's topic, I believe, was gender. Was that right? Was it gender? I know that one person on this call.
It was gender. I edited it, so yes. It went basically, the first one was physical health, and then we talked about age, and then we talked about, I think it is gender. Maybe I'm missing one.
To answer your question, it's a separate class, it's a separate fee, but tonight you get to participate as our guest, thanks to Kareem and Chris for letting me come and take on a little time of your show.
Well, it's always great to have you.
And one person on this call was a bit surprised how the gender topic gave him a pretty good whirl. I don't know if I can tease out that person to share any thoughts, but if so. So far, I'm seeing there's a slash mark on his okay, he's not. But anyway, the goal that I'm on right now is, it is my experience that our sense of worth is the core of our ability to learn and grow. Our sense of worth is, it's the back operating system. And our sense of worth is always perfect when we're born. It's perfect now, but there's a lot of clutter going on. Meaning doubt, guilt, shame, and worry.
Yeah.
When we start quieting those voices down, our sense of worth becomes more refreshed. And so with this particular 31 flavors class, it is a separate fee, but it goes even more deeply into topics that we never touch in the 12-month program. Is it safe to say that did we ever talk about gender in our 12-month program?
Nope, never came up.
No.
That's why
not
really
that I've read.
Yeah, I think Sol was referring to some of my aha moments in that show, and you guys can go back and listen to it actually on Blog Talk Radio.
And YouTube, thanks to Kareem.
Yeah. So feel free to go back and listen, but just a kind of a broad recap, one of the things that we're kind of encouraged to do is to take a look at myself. Well, okay, what about my gender? Well, I'm a man, I'm a father, and I'm an ex-husband, and what do those things entail? And went back to that old timeline, and I took a look, and there were some things on that timeline in the past where it wasn't real pretty what it meant to be a man. Abuser was on my timeline. And, that's a part of the history. It's also no longer a part of me. But that's because I've made choices to stop my own internal doubt, guilt, shame, and worry, and focus on being at peace, and focus on what would the next most loving thing would be to do, and some of those kinds of things. So there's a shift there, and kind of mom and dad in the family are what's there now. And that's kind of cool. It's wonderful perspective to be able to see that. Just from my own perspective and my own gender. We start opening up the Pandora's box on that one. You guys have got to go listen to that because I'm telling you, you're gonna get set up. It'll set you on your ear just because of the stuff that came up.
Thank you for sharing that with us, David Bull. This is the most intriguing call I have ever been on.
Alrighty. Well, just to recap, since I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Soul Dancer, our special guest, Rick Rodriguez, and Cheryl Reiser. Bill Maybauer, Connie Peters, and Chris Peters. Connie, it was really nice to have you on the show. Please come back.
Thank
David
you.
H. Paul and Cedric. It's always a pleasure. And none other than Fran Richardson. Now, I want to give Soul the ability to recap before we end it all. So,
End it all. Oh. Sorry. Well, you said.
Don't do that.
Thank you. If you want to be part of the free class, just stay on the Empower Hour, and Kareem will patch you all in. So that's at the top of the hour. We've got about 20 more minutes to go, but I just want to be very clear. Between now and the time we finish class, actually, anybody who comes out to that URL that we posted, it's bit.ly/S for Soul, U for University, and then the number is 120. So bit.ly/SU120. Those who register while we're in the class, we're going to be closing things out soon, and you can actually get a 2-for-1. Now, those who are already in class, Connie, Fran, you're already in class. You're covered. You don't have to do anything. You're good to go. Okay? The class that we're offering is the kind of the version light of what Connie and Kareem and Marcia will be going through. You get only one class a month. And you come in and it's just one big generic class, and I'll leak a little secret. This is kind of a secret that I was only going to tell Marcia, but I'll leak it now. Every Soul University alumni member will be invited to that once a month call. So once a month, third Wednesday of the month, we'll make sure everybody knows about it. But if you've been any part of Soul University, have taken any class, you can be our guest in that once a month call. Because I want to start the family to start getting together more often. Connie, can you go ahead and mute your mic out there for us?
Sorry.
Thank you. David, you had a question?
I just wanted to reference, the Soul University alumni. There's some powerful people there. Those are going to be some seriously awesome calls to be on. I mean, they're going to blow some hair back, if there is any hair. Well, that's all. There it is.
So I would encourage you that I know it's a sales pitch, but I want to thank Kareem and Chris for letting me be on the Empower Hour. And I want to honor that by giving you a 2-for-1 if you register before we finish the call, which will be basically 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The special continues to go through the end of the month. People can still register, but the 2-for-1 does not apply. It's my way of trying to give back a little bit before my board that's helping me do this amazing thing, starting a company to care for caregivers. They're like, we will pin you against the board and no, anyway. Don't get graphic. So I want to bow to everybody. Thank you for listening. Please hang on and stay online so that Kareem can conference you into the class. And tonight's topic, there will be a pre-recorded little class at the beginning of the hour. And then after that, we dive deep into the topic. And I would be delighted to have the entire Entrepreneurial Power Hour family come in and talk about what the value of clarity is for them in their life. How's that for a little teaser? Kareem, Chris, thank you very much. We'll see you.
Thank you, sir. Mahalo.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to turn off the recording. We will see you later next time. Kareem and Chris from the Entrepreneur Power Hour with special guests.
Cheers. Yep.